On the snowy evening of Christmas Eve, little Clara sat by the cozy fireplace, her eyes wide as she watched the flames dance. Outside, the town glimmered under a blanket of fresh snow, and the warm scent of pine and gingerbread filled the air. Her family's Christmas tree sparkled with golden lights and ornaments of every shape, each one holding a precious memory from years past. "Clara, it's time for bed," her mother called softly, tucking her scarf around her neck. "But, Mama," Clara whispered, her eyes still fixed on the tree, "I want to see the Christmas magic tonight." Her mother smiled and kissed her forehead. "Magic is all around, my dear. You just have to believe." Before heading to bed, Clara crept back to the living room one last time. Her tiny hands gently brushed over the ornaments hanging from the branches. And then she saw a small wooden Nutcracker soldier sitting right under the tree. His painted eyes seemed almost alive, and his bright red coat glimmered in the firelight. "That's mine," Clara whispered, carefully picking him up. "I'll take care of you." She held him close, feeling a strange connection to the little wooden figure. As the old grandfather clock struck midnight, a hush fell over the entire house. Suddenly, the tree twinkled even brighter, and the nutcracker in Clara's hands began to shimmer with a warm golden glow. She gasped as the little soldier sprang to life, standing tall in her palm. "Clara," said the Nutcracker in a firm yet kind voice, "the Christmas magic has chosen you. Will you come on an adventure with me?" Without a single second of hesitation, Clara nodded, her heart filled with excitement. In an instant, the living room seemed to melt away, replaced by a breathtaking snowy forest that glittered like a sea of diamonds. Icicles hung from every branch like crystal ornaments, and the wind carried the soft, enchanting music of bells. The Nutcracker led her down a path lined with candy-colored trees and twinkling lanterns that lit their way. "Where are we going?" Clara asked, her voice full of wonder as she clutched his small wooden hand. "To the Sugarplum Kingdom," he replied with a confident smile. "But first, we must pass through the land of sweets, where joy and kindness are put to the test." They walked deeper into the magical forest, where they soon encountered a troop of mischievous mice scurrying round, their tiny eyes glinting with mischief in the moonlight. At their head was the Mouse King, wearing a crooked crown on his little head and looking very grumpy. "You cannot pass," squeaked the Mouse King, brandishing a tiny sword. "The Nutcracker cannot defeat me." The Nutcracker stood his ground and raised his own sword, which shone like silver under the moonlight. "With courage and friendship, we can overcome any challenge," he declared. Clara's heart beat fast. She knew she had to help, but fighting didn't feel right. "Wait," she called out, stepping forward bravely. "What if we try kindness instead of fighting?" The Nutcracker's eyes sparkled with hope. "Try it, Clara." Clara knelt down and offered the Mouse King a small, glowing sugar plum she found in her pocket. The Mouse King hesitated, sniffing the sweet treat carefully. He took a tiny nibble, and then another. Slowly, his angry frown melted away, replaced by a shy, gentle smile. "Friendship," is stronger than fear," he whispered, bowing his tiny head. With that, the mice scattered peacefully, leaving the path completely open. "Thank you, Clara," the Nutcracker said, his voice filled with admiration. "You've saved us with your heart." They continued their journey through the wondrous forest until they reached a magnificent bridge made of pure crystal, spanning a river of liquid silver. On the other side, the Sugar Plum Kingdom sparkled in beautiful shades of pink, gold, and lavender, and the air was filled with joyful, sweet music. Sugar plum fairies with tiny, shimmering wings danced across the rooftops, their movements catching the moonlight. Clara twirled in pure delight, her happy laughter mingling with the magical music. The Nutcracker guided her to the grand castle gates, where the Sugar Plum Prince himself awaited their arrival. "Clara," the prince said, bowing gracefully, "your incredible bravery and kindness have brought peace to our kingdom. Tonight, you are our most honored guest." They feasted on delicious candied fruits and honey cakes, and danced all night under chandeliers made of spun sugar. For a moment, Clara felt as if the entire world was made of nothing but pure, unadulterated magic. As the first gentle light of Christmas morning began to creep over the horizon, the Nutcracker softly took Clara's hand. "It's time to go home," he said. "But remember this, Clara, magic is always with you as long as you keep believing." With a swirl of golden light, Clara found herself back in her own living room. The Nutcracker sat under the tree once more, perfectly still and wooden, just as before. She ran to him and hugged him tightly. "Mama was right," she whispered to herself. "Magic really is all around." From that Christmas on, Clara never forgot the lesson of the Nutcracker's adventure, that courage, kindness, and a simple belief in the wonder of the world could make even the smallest heart mighty. And every time she looked at her little wooden soldier, she remembered that Christmas magic was real, and it lived inside the heart of anyone who was willing to believe. True magic isn't something you see, it's something you feel, something you share, and something you create with every act of kindness. Thank you so much for joining me on this magical Christmas journey. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more adventures. Happy holidays to you and yours.